friends, my name is Lauren. I make a mixture of lifestyle and Disney vlogs. If that is something that you're interested in, it would mean a lot to me if you would subscribe. In today's vlog, we are going to go through our whole pin collection. So pause right now, get a snack, get a crispy Coke. Oh, I should get one. And let's get to it. The first part of our collection that I'm going to start with is our memory pins here. So these pins here is everywhere my husband and I have stayed together and every experience we have done together for and when we go to Disney. So our first trip together we went to was in 2019. And so we always get a mystery pack of the 2019 pins, and whatever pin we get is the pin we stick with for our memory board. So for this one here, we have the Epcot 2019. It has Chip and Dale on there. We went in January of 2019, and I do not have a Festival of Arts pin because I believe it was happening then, but the resort we stayed at together was Port Orleans French Quarter. And here's our French Quarter pin. And of course, we also collect ornaments from the places that we stayed together. So we have a French Quarter ornament as well. In 2021, we went for the 50th. So here's our 2021 mystery pin that we got. It's Goofy. And we stayed at Caribbean Beach. So here's our Caribbean Beach pin. And then we got our day of Walt Disney World 50th pin. This one's pretty special to us. I'm surprised we honestly got it that day. And then we also enjoyed the Epcot International Food and Wine Festival, and this was actually my first time doing it. So this is a slider pin. So here's the front of it. Here's one side of it. And then if you flip it, it will show cheeses and wine and food and all that fun stuff. So flip it back to the side we have. In 2022, we went a couple times this year. So we got one of the chaos. We got one of the 2022 spinner pins. And in 2022, we went for my friend Emily's wedding. So we spent like about 48 hours. No, we did about 24 hours in the parks. We stayed at All-Star Movies in the Toy Story section. So here's our All-Star pin. And then you notice that it has movies, music, and sports. And then during this trip, we really enjoyed the Flower and Garden Festival. And here's our Flower and Garden pin. Later that year, we got married in 2022. So we honeymooned in Disney. We spent one night at the Contemporary Bay Lake Tower. And they don't have any Bay Lake Tower pins, so we bought a Contemporary Resort pin. And then we stayed in the parks for 24 hours, but we did a Disney cruise. So we have our first cruise here with Chip and Dale. Isn't it cute? And then our ship was the Fantasy. I'm having a hard time getting some of these pins off. Come on. There we go. Here's our Fantasy pin. Cute. And then it was also a Halloween on the High Seas cruise. So we got a Halloween on the High Seas pin. We went to Castaway Cay. So we have to get a Castaway Cay pin if it wants to come off. Yeah. Here we go. We got Castaway Cay. And then I think it was 2023. We went up to Philadelphia for the Disney. Yeah, it was 2023. The Disney 100 exhibit in Philadelphia. And then 2024, we went for Christmas. So, here's our 2024 pin. And then, because we went for Christmas, I got us a Christmas pin. And we stayed at Port Orleans Riverside. So here's our Port Orleans Riverside pin. Did not realize how hard pins would be getting off this board. We did the International Festival of the Holidays. Ooh. Here's that pin. Cool, right? And then we also did Mickey and Minnie's Very Merry Christmas Party. If that wants to come up. The only pin we did not get on this trip was for Jollywood Nights because they were already sold out of pins. And we looked on eBay and they wanted like $200 or $300. So I won't be getting a Jollywood Nights pin. But here is our Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party pin. And then this year we found a couple days to go after my friend Emma's wedding. So here's our 2025 pin. And then we stayed at Pop Century. So here's our Pop Century pin. And that is our memory board. So let's see. I'm going to probably swap between doing like pin sets and like the other part of our collections. So let me put this right here. This collection that I'm going to show you, and I think I'm going to show you first, it's one of my favorites. It happened during the pandemic when it was Shop Disney. And so I have, let me get it out of the bag. I have a Disney Princess Castle collection. So this is Cinderella's. This is my favorite set, and this is one of my favorite castles. Of course, all the castles of my 4 favorites are, of course, my favorites. So I have Cinderella. I have them all protected in this bag until I can hang them and put them somewhere nice. The next one in that set, and I don't remember the order of the set, I only remember the first 2 because I decided when the Frozen Castle here got released that I wanted to actually collect this collection. So it was stressful trying to get a Cinderella castle. And I remember that Cinderella was the first release, Frozen was the second. So I bought 2 castles to kind of try to do an even trade with someone. And obviously it ended up working. And then I have so many more castles to show you guys. So I have Belle's Castle here. Put it back in our bubble wrap. I'm just going to save the bubble wrap for when we're done later. Unless I can get it in this one time here. Oh, look at me go. I have Rapunzel. How pretty. I don't know how I'm going to show off this collection. There was a frame that Shop Disney made for them that they had their own individual outline. This is Mulan's. Even though it's not technically her castle, but it's the castle from the movie. So I think one day I'm going to frame this set and put it in like a nice shadow box, but I think I'm going to need a big shadow box. I have Aurora. How pretty. I have Ariel. Again, just want to emphasize that none of these are for trade. If you want to see my pin trading video for October, where I show you all my pins from October, I'm hoping to make that a monthly series, so I will link the playlist here. I have Snow White. How pretty. Going in the bubble wrap much easier than I thought it would. I have Jasmine. Isn't it that just, all of these pins are just so stunning. Disney did a great job with this set. Oh, I could have probably put these in orders because I just saw that it said 7 out of 10 here in the corner. So probably could have put those in order for you guys. My bad. Last but not least is Merida. How pretty. So this is my favorite set I think I own. So got all of those. Whoops. Woohoo. All right. Our next, I have a few small pins I can show you over here. This is my husband's Hercules pin. Hercules is one of his favorite movies, so I found this pin set where it has the VHS, My Bleeding, whoops, and Hercules. This one is Toy Story, where we have the alien and the Toy Story VHS. And then I have a Walt collection, and I traded this with someone, and I'm surprised it's not on the board, or actually it might actually be on the board. Yeah, it's on the board. Perfect. So because it's, I wanted to show you that pin, let's start with that board first. If you guys could see the size of this board here. Ugh. We're going to go through this board here next. And it has a mixture of my Walt collection, just Mickey and Minnie because it reminds me of Steve and I. My Steamboat Willie collection, some of our attraction collection, various random collection, and then Steve's Hercules and Marvel collection. So let's go through this board first before we go through any. The Walt pin I wanted to show you. Is this one here. Greetings from Main Street, USA. Hopefully I don't bleed from this board. Because we went in 2019, I wanted to make sure we got a Walt Disney Day pin. And then I have this Walt pin. One of my favorite quotes from him, it's kind of fun to do the impossible. I have that pin. And then I traded for someone for this pin. It's Walt Disney Day from 2017. This one is one of my favorites. I would love to reenact this photo one day. It's Walt, and then if you open it up, I can't reenact, but I would like to get like one of the, I'll show you an example here, but a photo at the Disneyland Castle. But if you open up this pin, it has Mickey and Walt. Gotta close it the right way. There we go. I think this pin here is the one I want to reenact. So I have the Disneyland Castle, and if you, nope, it's not. It's just another Walt Disney pin, and it same favorite quote. Again, can you tell how much I love this quote? Got this Walt pin. And then I have the Walt statue from Epcot, the Dreamers pin. And then I'm a former cast member. If you did not know, I did the college program. and I wanted to get a 1923 celebration of the Disney 100 cast member pin. And then these next few pins are going to be kind of a wild collection I have. So I have a cast member pin. Still bleeding. I'll take care of that after. I have a Mickey hat pin. I have, from when I was a cast member, earned my ears pin. I am a University of Alabama fan. I got into Alabama when I was in high school, and I never went. So I have an Alabama pin that I caught during my college program. I think this is my pin. I'm not sure if this is mine or my husband's, but we have a Baltimore Orioles pin. I don't know why I have this pin. It's just, it looks really cool, but I traded it recently, and it's a 2021 pin, I think, for Disney pin trading, I think. I'm not 100% sure, but it was just a cool pin. Probably become a trader one day, who knows. I have a Mickey cast member name tag pin. Mickey waffles are my favorite. If I can get it off this board here. There we go. I got a Mickey waffle pin. I have Mickey, Santa Mickey on the train, and the wheels move. I tried collecting the little mini gold statue pins, but it got too much. So I kept one of my favorites, which is Minnie. When we went to the Disney 100 exhibit in Philly, this was also part of the set. Here, Mickey. And then my most recent Mickey pins I got, it's pin on pin for the 25th anniversary. And then I also have a 25-year Mickey pin. And then one of my favorite ears, I love the plain black ears, so I had to get a pin on my favorite ears. I love all my ears that I own are my favorites. If I didn't like them, I wouldn't have them. From the 50th, Steve and I got this pin because we won a couple times during the 50th. Valentine's Day, we have Mickey and Minnie. And then we also have this set, which is I'll Be Your Mickey. We used to have matching t-shirts of this. And I'll Be Your Minnie. See if I could put this pin together. But we have, I think this is Disney Store. But Mickey and Minnie heart. They're two separate pins, but they connect with a magnet. That helps putting it back on the board. Put Minnie back. Put Mickey back. When we got married, we were gifted a couple pins. So we have this really cute pin with Mickey and Minnie. I have this one. Cute. And then when I went for the 100 during the 100 celebration, I have this Disney 100 pin. If you can kind of, there we go. There's a better view of it. It has the Walt Disney World Castle behind it. I'm not sure where this pin came from. I think it was my parents' pin. But This is from 2005. It says, the happiest celebration on earth, Disney parks and resorts. I have a Sorcerer Mickey pin. And I have vintage mini and classic mini pin. And then to start my Steamboat Willie collection, because he's my favorite Mickey. Sorcerer Mickey's nice too, but like we wouldn't be where we are today without Steamboat Willie. I have Steamboat Willie, and his wheel turns. I have this Steamboat Willie pin, and then it turns as well. So this is one side of it, and this is another side. How cute. We have this Steamboat pin. And I have this hat pin, which I just checked to make sure it's real because I see a lot of fakes of it on the board. But what gets me with this pin is when I see it on boards, I see it like that, and it's supposed to be like that. And then my last Steamboat pin, this one. So cute. To start let's do attractions. One of our favorite rides, we have Mickey and Minnie Runaway Railway, and this is a slider pin. And my favorite Magic Kingdom attraction, other than Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, Seven Dwarfs means a lot to me, and we'll go through that later in my pins. Seven Dwarfs Mine Train opened up during my college program, but Big Thunder is my favorite pin, or my favorite ride. And then I worked at Expedition Everest, and I got this pin for myself the first time I rode it, because honestly I was terrified to ride it. And you shouldn't be, but I'm not a fan of heights. We got this Tiana's pin for the first time we rode Tiana's. And another ride I've been terrified of is Rock and Roller Coaster. We have this Rock and Roller Coaster pin. I love the Skyliner. And we have There's Magic in the Air Skyliner pin. I have this Honorary Guardians pin. Steve and I love Fantasmic, so I got us a Fantasmic pin. And then on our cruise, we did the midship detective agency where we were agents, finding all the missing artwork. So we did that during our cruise, and I highly recommend it. It's so much fun. And then again, I'm not sure why we have this pin, but we have this really cool Peter Pan pin. Steve must really, really like it. Guess I gotta put my nail behind it. We have this Xandar pin. And then when I rode Tron for the first time, I got this Tron pin. And then when Steve rode Guardians for the first time, he got this Guardians pin. And then our friends, the Andresens, went on the Disney cruises during the 25th anniversary, so they got us this 25th anniversary pin. I think it was them, or it was Emily. I think it was them. When Emily honeymooned in Disneyland Paris, she went during the 30th anniversary and got us this 30th pin. I used to work in Animal Kingdom, so I have this Animal Kingdom pin. And then we went during the 25th anniversary, and I got this pin. Ooh, I just stabbed myself with that pin. I have a Living My Best Life pin. When you're working in Animal Kingdom, if you raise $100 or more for the World Wildlife Conservation Fund, you get this pin. And then when we stayed at Port Orleans Riverside, they also had Christmas pins. So we have this pin here, and then it slides open to Tiana and Naveen. How cool. I have a Disney home pin. I also, to match the set, it was raised on Disney Magic. Little TV there. Another cruise line pin we got was this Donald pin. I could put my nail behind it. Ow. Just a Big Krabby, Disney Cruise Line. I love Mickey ice cream bars, so I have this Mickey ice cream pin. And then this is my favorite mini hat. So I have this mini hat pin. Went to Flower and Garden this year during the 30th, so I have this 30th pin. Went to Blizzard Beach for the first time. And I have a Blizzard Beach pin. We weren't able to get a Typhoon Lagoon pin, so that's on my wish list. I went to the Flower and Garden Festival with Kirsten in 2023, and I got this Snow White Flower and Garden pin. And then last year, 2024, went during Festival of the Arts, so I got Festival of the Arts pin. And then the Andresens recently went to Disney, and they got us this Muppets Halloween pin, which is really cute. And now let's start with Steve's Hercules collection. Whew, this is gonna be a while. Might be easier if I lift it. I don't know how easy it will be for you guys to see it. But you could see this is our Marvel and Hercules collection here on the bottom. It's very heavy. I have, I think, a few Marvel pins coming for Steve for the holidays. Either our anniversary or the holidays. But I'm gonna try to go through this as fast as I can. But we have this cutie Hercules pin. He has a Megra pin. His favorite villain is Zeus. So he has Zeus. Hades. Hades, not Zeus. We have a Pain and Panic cup, Hercules cup. And then he has this Hades pin that says, memo to me, meet you after my meeting, something like that. I can't really tell what that first word is. And then, not sure who this is. Must be Hades, but he has this Hades, must be Zeus. I don't know why I keep saying Hades, but I think this might be a Zeus pin. Might be Hades, not Zeus. Wow. You see, this is why I told you guys to stop and get some caffeine. He has this Hades pin here. Another Hades. We were able to find a Hades heel. A Hades tie. And we have little Hercules. I can kind of, not really helpful, but there we go. And then we have this Hercules pinball pin. I think the Peter Pan one that I have is supposed to be a trader. So I'll have to see if Steve wants to keep that one or not. We have a Hercules and Megra pin. We have a pixie plush of Pegasus. And then I was also able to collect this Hades pin for Steve. Whew, it's getting to 11 o'clock already. Steve plays disc golf, and he said this is one of his favorite pins of Hercules playing discus. We have a Hercules book where it says Once Upon a Time. He has swipe right material, which is really funny. Current mood. Be confident like Hercules. There we go. Have this Hercules pin. Megra and Hercules, which are a set. Pain and Panic. Sorry, it's hard to get some of these pins off the board. We have this really cool Hades pin that changes when you move it. He has this creepy Hades pin. Was that not scary? I'm kind of a big deal. We have a Hades bow. And then we also have a Hercules and Megra pin. We have Hades and Hercules. We have Hercules and Pegasus. Honey, you mean Hercules. And then we have Hades with baby Hercules. And then we also have a collection of all the pin gods that I'll put a photo right here because it's going to take too long to get 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 pins out. So here's the photo of that set there. To start Steve's Marvel set, we have Daredevil. We have Deadpool. This pin is for me, but we put it in Steve's Marvel collection. I am a huge Steve Rogers fan. Captain America is my favorite Avenger. Bucky's my favorite new Avenger. So we have Captain America and Steve Rogers. Steve really enjoys Sam Wilson. So we have Captain America and Sam Wilson, both Captain Americas. Steve's favorite Avenger is Ant-Man. So we were able to get this really cool Ant-Man pin thanks to the Andresens. And it's celebrating the 10 years of that movie. And then Steve has a couple milkshakes, which I guess I'm going to have to help him finish this collection. But he has a Thor milkshake and a Spider-Man milkshake. We have the t-shirt collection, which I'll put a photo of those here. And then he also has this X-Men pin. He has a Deadpool heart best friends pin. So he has the Deadpool, and then Matt has Wolverine. Ooh, we have a Captain America shield pin. We have a Avengers Cupcake collection that I'll put a photo here. He has this really cool Ant-Man pin. From the 50th statue collection, he has Rocket and Groot, Ant-Man and the Wasp. The hardest choices, good versus evil. Require the strongest wills. Where do your loyalties lie? Will you answer the call? Where he has all the infinity stones. And then he also has this really cool Marvel pin. So that is one giant board. So let me put this away and I'll be right back. Ooh, see how big it is? And I have another one of this size. Holy crap. So I decided I'm going to save that last big board for last because it's going to take a while to go through. So let's start with Steve's Toy Story collection, because these are just medium-sized board. I'm just going to hold up the board for you guys to see. But this is Steve's Toy Story collection, and it has a bunch of different, like we have this set here, the Toy Story pop-up VHS pin right here. We used to be a part of a Pinfinity group, so we had that pin. Toy Story, another set that Steve collected, some posters of the characters, and then just various Toy Story character pins. Our last medium-sized board, Matt got us this villain collection here. Steve has another Avengers pin, right here. And then I was able to collect this Loungefly 50th set. And then when Steve went in 2019, we collected this set here. He also collected this football set here. I've collected this princess cakes. And then one of Steve's coolest collections are these gamer console pins. And then we have our holiday bells that I recently finished for his birthday. Last but not least, my princess collection. Buckle in. Again, I mentioned how Seven Dwarfs Mine Train opened up during my college program. So I will post a photo of it because it's just too many pins to show. But I have the Seven Dwarfs Mystery Collection from when the ride opened up. And then they also came out with this Seven Dwarfs Mine Train collection, which is just too much of a pain in the butt to get off the board because they all the mine trains connect. So I have this cast exclusive Seven Dwarfs Mine Train pin. Two of my favorite princesses are on this pin. So I have Ariel and Cinderella with Jasmine. Disney 100 pin that I also have a trader of. Sven is one of my favorite sidekicks. So I have this really cute Sven pen. I have this really cool princess pin that I think Steve bought me. Be True to You. And it has two of my favorite princesses on it. But he knows I'm a sucker for anything princesses. I have this Princess Jumbo pin. How cool. Move my arm out of the way. In 2024, I got to meet Adam Hatton and Gary. And Adam kindly gifted me, sorry, trying to hold this up and not let it fall, some Morning Club pins for me and my husband, because I told him how much I love watching his vlogs, and I make my husband not suffer through them, but he would watch pins with me, or vlogs with me, so we have Morning Club. And then let's start my Ariel collection. I have this Ariel movie poster. I have the VHS. I have this Ariel pin. I have an Ariel A. Ariel combing her hair. An Ariel locket pin. And then when you open it, it's Ariel and Prince Eric. I believe I have one of these of all my favorite princesses. I loved the live action of The Little Mermaid so much that I had to get a live action pin. Ariel and Prince Eric pin. This Little Mermaid flower pin, and it slides. to Ariel. Cool Ariel bow. Ariel and Prince Eric's statue in her pink dress. Well, it's just her pink dress. It's not her in it. And then the pin that's making all the tapping noise is the skee ball pin. The cast pin without the main characters in it. Ariel in this green dress, which, to come to think of it, I don't think I've ever seen her in this green dress. And I have a matching Sebastian, but Scuttle says smooth talker. Scuttle says silly sidekick. Ariel cutie pin with flounder on it. Ariel thingamabob's cereal pin. And then there's the cereal, the inside. Ariel combing her hair again, but as a mermaid. This Ariel Prince Eric kiss the girl pin, but how cool is that? There we go. Ursula and Ariel. Really cool Ariel pin. It's the characters on parade set. So that's the front of it. Looks like a medallion. And then when you open it, looks like the Festival of Fantasy pin. Ariel's wedding dress. 2 crowns. So here's the first one. And then here's the second one. Another V pin where it's like the VHS but the movie coming out. Ariel in her pink dress. Ariel where it says Own It Girl. Ariel ears that I love so much. And then also, I have a Sebastian Pixie plush. I wish they came out with a Pixie plush set for Beauty and the Beast, because then I would have all my favorites in Pixie plushes. Belle's crown. Belle in a yellow dress. Sorry. Like that. Lumiere and Clogsworth. Christmas Day pin. The locket, like you saw of Ariel, I have it in Beauty and the Beast. Now when you open it, looks like that. Sorry. There we go. I have another Clogsworth pin. Cutie Belle pin. Another Cutie Belle pin. Look how cute. Belle Coffee. Beauty and the Beast supporting cast pin. A Belle bow. The rose. Chip. Movie posters of Beauty and the Beast. And I have the VHS. And I have Clogsworth. I have her village dress. And I have her ball gown. The rose. Pretty Belle pin. Another crown. Belle and Beast as hearts. And a heart. Cute little chip. Belle pin. That is my Belle collection. To start with Cinderella. Cinderella carriages. A Cinderella portfolio. Happy Valentine's Day of Cinderella and Prince Charming. This cute Cinderella pin. They call me Prince Charming. My locket of Cinderella. And then when you open it, it's her and Charming. Halloween party pin from 2010 that I traded for of Mickey and Minnie as Cinderella and Prince Charming. These 2 Cinderellas. This Cinderella and a crown. 2 cutie Cinderella pins. How cute. Cinderella bow. I have a Cinderella shoe, sneaker. Gus Gus. These 2 Cinderella pins. I have Cinderella and Bruno. This Cinderella pin. Pixie plush of Gus Gus. this Cinderella pin, this supporting cast pin, her ball gown, and another crown. So here's the ball gown and here's the crown. Biggest part of my collection is Rapunzel. I am going to start this off by saying how big my Rapunzel collection is. I would like to expand that and make my Cinderella, Belle, and Ariel one just as big. So I have this really cool Cinderella pin. It's lounge flat, not Cinderella, Rapunzel, and it changes as you turn her. Happy Easter, Flynn Rider Wanted, this Rapunzel pin. We're already at an hour, so I'm going to try to speed this up a little bit. This Rapunzel and Flynn Rider pin, and this is my locket. And then when I open the locket, it's the two of them. Rapunzel, all dressed up. And then I have Pascal and Rapunzel. My favorite Pascal. One of my favorite Pascals. I'll show you my girl here soon. A tangled anniversary pin. And I have this Rapunzel pin, this Rapunzel. I have this set where it's Rapunzel and Flynn Rider, and then I have a little Pascal that goes with it, so it kind of floats like that. I have this Pascal Hidden Mickey set. I have a storybook of Tangled, Mother Gothel and Rapunzel. This Rapunzel here. You Can't Stop the Smolder with Flynn Rider. Mother Gothel and Rapunzel pin. It's on a set, but like these cutie pins. A hot chocolate Pascal. This Pascal pin. He's one of my favorite sidekicks. Rapunzel set pin or Rapunzel pin, and then Pascal comes out, so I'm gonna try to hold on to him and still allow you guys to see him. Christmas Rapunzel. Happy Halloween Rapunzel and Pascal. This is my Grail pin. Pascal and the castle. Rapunzel's tower and another Pascal. We're almost done. We're getting there. I told you this collection was big. This Rapunzel and lantern. These two Pascal pins. It's a notebook that Steve got me. And then a sassy pin. Flynn Rider and Maximus. This Rapunzel pin. Her flower pin, which slides. Fantasy pin that I think was a wedding gift from some friends of Rapunzel and Flynn Rider. It's definitely a fantasy. And then I have this wanted poster of Flynn Rider. I have a Rapunzel bow. This Rapunzel. Some dresses. This Rapunzel pin. I have Rapunzel and Flynn Rider. Crowns. This Rapunzel and Flynn Rider pin where it says charming like Flynn, be charming like Flynn. Rapunzel in her tower, and then Rapunzel in a frying pan. And last but not least, we've made it completely through all our pins. I have a Pascal pixie plush. That is our entire pin collection. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thank you. Bye.